heard the call, and they came. They came to challenge a nation and lift up a people. Witnesses from the bridge, black warriors who came to lift up a people.
And tonight, our guest is Florence Tate. She was a witness on the bridge, and she witnesses now from the bridge. She's a civil rights activist, journalist, on the FBI's most wanted list. Tonight she's going to recount that life from days in Jim Crow South to the 1984 Jesse Jackson presidential bid. This former civil rights activist, Dayton Daily News reporter, and press secretary for the historic 1984 Jesse Jackson presidential campaign, has lived through 7 decades of American epochs, opening up her files on civil rights, the Black Power movement, and black partisan politics.
We are honored to have at our common ground a witness from the bridge, Florence L. Tate.
While I did some organizing and so forth, but it was as much an observer as a participant. I would be the one who would keep the records and make sure that we got press for certain activities and coordinated with other organizations and so forth. So I did a lot of communications, I guess you call it, and that's
you did a lot of communications as housewife and mother of 3 to get yourself under the surveillance of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. If you're just joining us.
It's so funny because when I look at my FBI files, all of the things that are so much is redacted, you can't really get a coherent picture of what they're trying to say. But when I see the names of all of these organizations that they have me associated with, now some of them I belong to or attended meetings or conferences where representatives of those organizations were present, but they have me affiliated with every organization that you can think of, every Black Power, Black Nationalist, Pan-Africanist. I wish I had known some of the people that they have me associated with. But it was, and at the time they just had anybody who was trying to do anything in terms of fighting oppression was pinpointed as an enemy. I mean, in my FBI files, they have little pages where you are labeled, where everything is redacted, but you're labeled an agitator, rabble rouser. And they moved you from one category to the next, I guess, depending on what they thought you were doing at the time. And so, in looking at the files, you can pretty much tell. You can't pinpoint, but you can pretty much tell who was the informer or because of what the subject matter was. You try to remember back and along, but realizing that he had to make some compromises and so forth. But these people, that's not good enough for them. They want the whole thing. They want to the Tea Party people and the Republicans together, there's Tea Party Republicans, evidently would like to see us all the way back to slavery. They want to take away all of the things that we worked and struggled to achieve, and finally, you get to this point and you think things have gotten to a little plateau and you can rest a while. No. When you accomplish one thing, you get affirmative action, then they start pulling it back. You get equal employment opportunity, they start pulling it back. Now they're trying to pull back the voting rights. So the climate is such that it's a civil war going on in the country. Really, it's not with bullets or anything, not at this point, but half of the country is just determined that black people will go no further and go back as far as you can be pushed back. So I don't have. I'm very pessimistic about what the possibilities are for black progress, further black progress in the country. It's the forces are there that are evidently spending day and night thinking of what we can do. What can we do to keep blacks from attaining true equality in the country?
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, one day.
In terms, and what I think about him, I think he's doing, he does the best that he can. Now, I have not been, under the circumstances, I have not been pleased that he has not felt that he must think about it, but that he could do anything that could be loosely interpreted as benefiting black people. Now, I know there are things that he does that, benefit all of the people and so forth, and that we're part of all of that people, but certain constituencies, in fact, all of the Democratic constituencies, the base constituencies, have been able to get some kind of special attention for their most pressing needs. But black people, well, he's the president of all the people. Yeah, he's the president of all the people, but we're part of the people too. And I think, as any politician, will play to his base. And we are so, the Democrats are so secure in our vote that we're not even thought of. You just take for granted the base is there, and then you try to do whatever else you need to do to attract other constituencies, but I've not been real pleased that he has not paid special attention before to the just I can't think of the word, but just inordinate amount of unemployment in the black community. How disparate it is. There's joblessness, but the black unemployment is just doubly, triply high, and particularly among young black men. And the other thing regarding something that I would hope that he would pay special attention to. I know he can't wave a wand and make this happen and so forth, but just the rate of incarceration of young black males is just it's frightening. It's genocidal. I mean, you remove the young black males from the population. Well, hey, what's supposed to happen? There's no, it's the future of the race. And I would just I would like to see him pay some special attention to that problem, and have some kind of national campaign to do whatever, pull experts together, but work on this, pay attention to it. It's a huge problem, and I would hope that would be something that he would not be shy about doing. And I don't expect him to work any miracles, but those are just things that I have thought about during his past. Doesn't take advice, I don't know, but he needs some seasoned people around him, a kitchen cabinet, a war cabinet, to try to come up with some kind of strategy for pushing back on these people who are determined that he won't govern. Because 4 more years of just constant, opposition to everything and anything that he does or that he proposes or suggests, then there's got to be a strategy for getting through this time, because they're just not going to give. They are going to, they care little about what happens to the country that's shown with this sequestration mess. They don't care. They thought that they would not go for, because of their concerns about the defense cuts and so forth. They don't care. They don't care. They're not patriots. They don't care about the country. They said the country
They don't.
It's just
they don't.
to keep Obama from succeeding in office and to keep black people in their place for years. And I was.
War is won. We will be sure. We will be sure. Oh, glory.
The important things have been the relationships that I've had with people or continue to have with people along the way, particularly with young people. I've since I was young myself, but I have always maintained healthy relationships with a lot of young people. I love young people. I just, their ideas and their energy, it helps keep me going. And I don't know. That's one of the most enjoyable parts of my life. Communicating with and spending time with my sisters. Those that are my age, and there are not many of those left. Those are my age and younger people. I just enjoy that a lot, and I guess by example of nothing that I tried to do, but I've been a good wife, a good mother, a good friend, and that. People have said, folks will say that, I just admire the way you have, and I don't think of myself as doing anything but just living my life. But apparently there's some connection there that people feel that, the way I have been able to manage my life is something that they admire. So it's I forget what you asked me.
I know that your beloved husband Charles has been one of the pillars.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. He's more wonderful than I give him credit for. He is. Anything that I have been able to do in any way that was beneficial to anybody, it was because I had his full support and love. And but anything that I wanted to do that, to do anything that I thought would be beneficial for somebody else, he's been right there. There's no, and it's only when you get older do you think about, hey, well, how did I do that? It was because he's been supportive all the way, all the way.
Well, we are certainly so honored to have had this time with you.
We hold you up, Florence, as a national treasure. We thank you for your struggle on our behalf, for your passion and your dedication, and in the journal of this struggle, you will be seen as a black liberator.
I'm gonna let no jailhouse turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land.
Our common ground, witness from the bridge, Florence L. Tate, now an honored ancestor.
I'll see